Chapter 10, Reaching the Age of Adolescence. Introduction. Adolescence is the age associated with many physical, psychological, and emotional changes. Adolescents are at an awkward stage in life, older than kids but younger than adults. They are known to show very strong emotions of happiness, anger, sadness, etc. They also show very quick mood swings. They will be happy in one instant and sad in the next one. Body functions of humans and many other vertebrates are supported by a special system called Endocrine System. This system contains bag-like structures called glands. These glands are located at specific places inside our bodies and they release chemical substances known as hormones. These hormones act like chemical messengers and are responsible for different emotions that we experience. Plant hormones are known as phytohormones, which control and regulate germination, growth, metabolism, and other important activities in plants. In humans, the onset of puberty and maturity of reproductive parts are controlled by hormones.
Endocrine system. The endocrine system consists of endocrine glands which secrete hormones. These glands do not have any ducts or tubes for the transportation of hormones from one part of the body to the other. Hence, they are also known as ductless glands. These glands secrete hormones directly into the blood or lymph, which transports the hormone to the place where they are required. The organs that respond to hormones are known as target organs. In other words, hormones are secretions of endocrine glands which are poured directly into the bloodstream. The major glands that make up the human endocrine system are pituitary, thyroid, adrenals, pancreas, ovaries, and testes. The pituitary gland, which is located at the base of the brain, is known as the master gland, since it also controls the activities of the other endocrine glands. The adrenal gland is also known as the emergency gland, since it helps the body in responding to emergency situations.
Pituitary gland secretes hormones which include growth hormone and hormones that make other glands such as the testes, ovaries, thyroids, and adrenals. Pancreas secretes insulin, thyroid produces thyroxine, and adrenals produce adrenaline. Hormone-producing glands and their secretions are listed below. Gland, location, hormone, function. Thyroid, neck, thyroxine, controls metabolic rate. Adrenal, above the kidneys, adrenaline, prepares body for emergency. Pancreas, abdomen, insulin and glucagon, regulates the amount of sugar in the blood. Testes, lower abdomen, male. Testosterone, controls sexual development. Ovaries, lower abdomen, female, estrogen, controls sexual development. Pituitary, brain, growth hormone, stimulating hormone, speeds up growth, activates other glands. Testosterone is the male hormone and estrogen, the female hormone. The uterine wall in females prepares itself to receive the developing fertilized egg. In case there is no fertilization, the thickened lining of the uterine wall breaks down and goes out of the body along with blood. This is called menstruation. Inability of the body to produce insulin in sufficient quantity results in a disease called diabetes. Inability of the body to produce thyroxine in sufficient quantity results in a disease called goiter, which causes swelling of the neck. Image. Hormones play an important role in the growth and development of the body, especially during a period known as adolescence. Adolescence and puberty. The period of transition from childhood to adulthood is known as adolescence. Between the ages of 11 years and 19 years, children are known as adolescents. The same age group children are also known as teenagers. Human beings are capable of reproduction after puberty sets in. Puberty is the start of the time when a boy is biologically ready to become a father and a girl is biologically ready to become a mother.
Changes at puberty. The onset of puberty brings about growth of the reproductive organs. Hair grows at various places on the body. Breasts develop in girls, and facial hair, mustache, and beard appear in boys. Voice of boys becomes hoarse as voice box enlarges during adolescence. Increase in height. Children gain height during adolescence. This period is characterized by a growth spurt. The rate of growth varies from individual to individual. Girls grow faster than boys initially, but both of them reach their maximum height by 18 years of age. Change in body shape. Boys develop muscles and shoulders become broader, whereas in girls hips broaden and the pelvic region widens. Body hair. During puberty, hair starts to grow under armpits and in the pubic region for both boys and girls. Boys also develop facial hair and hair on the chest. Voice change. The voice box or larynx increases in size, which results in a change in voice. This is more prominent among the boys, and a large lump called Adam's apple is visible in the neck region. Increased activity of secreting glands. The sweat and oil glands in the body become very active and cause increased sweating. This increased activity sometimes causes acne or pimples in teenagers. Development of sex organs. In girls, the ovaries enlarge and start producing mature eggs. In boys, testes and penis develop completely and the testes start producing sperms. Reaching maturity. During puberty, among girls, breasts increase in size and milk-producing glands called mammary glands develop inside them.
Secondary sexual characters. Adolescence is characterized by the development of breasts in girls and growth of facial hair, mustache and beard in boys. These features, which help in distinguishing the males from the females, are referred to as secondary sexual characteristics. This stage is also known as stage of maturation or puberty. Emotional changes. During puberty, due to an increase in the hormonal level, mood swings may occur. During this stage, one may develop attraction towards the opposite sex. All these changes are normal and are part of growing up. Role of hormones in initiating reproductive function. The changes in the body experienced during the adolescence are brought about by the activity of hormones. In males, a hormone released by the pituitary gland stimulates the testes to produce the male sex hormone testosterone. Testosterone is responsible for the production of sperm cells and the development of secondary sexual characteristics. In females, a hormone released by the pituitary gland stimulates the ovaries to produce female sex hormones such as progesterone and estrogen. Estrogen is responsible for the production of ova and development of secondary sexual characteristics in girls. The process and cycle of producing and releasing mature ova is known as menstruation. During the menstrual cycle, different parts of the body release hormones to prepare the body for pregnancy. A hormone secreted by the pituitary gland stimulates the ovary to release a mature ovum. In addition, the ovaries will release two important hormones, estrogen and progesterone, which change the lining of the uterus wall. Then the ovum travels through the fallopian tube. If the ovum does not get fertilized by a male sperm, then it dies and starts disintegrating and the hormonal levels drop. The lining of the uterus starts breaking down and is shed, which is accompanied by a loss of blood. This phase usually lasts for 4 to 6 days, is known as girl's period or menstruation. Image.
Role of hormones in completing the life history of insects and frogs. As we have learned that insects and amphibians go through changes in their physical appearance in their life is known as metamorphosis. In frogs, thyroxine controls the process of metamorphosis. If the thyroid gland is removed from the larva, it will not change into an adult frog. The production of the hormone thyroxine requires the presence of iodine in water. In insects, molting and metamorphosis are controlled by insect hormones.
Reproductive health. Adolescence is the time of growing up mentally, physically, and socially. Hence, the selection of food during this stage is very important for supporting the growth of the body. Nutritional needs of the adolescents. It is important to eat balanced food containing the right amounts of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals during adolescence. The balanced food should include protein-rich food to meet the growth demand of the body, calcium and iron-rich foods to increase bone density and to prevent anemia, variety of fruits and vegetables so as to meet the demands of different nutrients. Personal hygiene. It is equally important to maintain personal hygiene during adolescence, especially for girls during menstruation. Physical exercise. Exercise is very necessary to be fit and to have a healthy body. One should not skip meals and should also avoid junk foods which are high in sugar and fat.
Say no to drugs. Drug abuse is a common problem among teenagers all over the world. Drugs are chemical substances that produce physical, mental,
behavioral or emotional changes in the person.
Use of any drug for purpose other than medicinal use is known as drug abuse. Once a person starts taking drugs, they become physically or psychologically dependent on the drugs. This dependence is known as addiction. Alcohol, nicotine, cocaine, and marijuana are some of the common drugs. Nicotine is commonly available in different forms such as cigarette, bidi, gutka, and pan masala. The deadly disease of AIDS spreads from the infected person by using or sharing syringes which are used for injecting drugs, and also spreads by sexual contact with an infected person.
Hence, it is important to say no to drugs and avoid them at all costs.